Now I have sound. Okay. Coolio. Let's make sure this works. Okay. And we'll see if anyone shows up today. But the main thing I'm working on is this one. Oh, hey! Yeah, where were you? Or where have you been? Localhost 3000. This is what I'm working on. Now we need to get... Nice. What's your thesis again? One note from React benchmark 30,000 and that's the scratch pad. Oh, I need to make the buttons shareable just because that's gonna make my life easier. Sweet. This one? Forced attention to image captioning networks. I have no idea what that means. Can you elaborate? What was I doing? I need to source benchmarks. Let's make the vanilla one right now. So we do touch source benchmarks vanilla benchmark.js, and we import it here. Import vanilla benchmark from /benchmark/vanilla benchmark, and we render it down here. Vanilla benchmark, and then we open it and we say import React and component from React, and the vanilla one is going to still render as a React component, but then internally it's going to use vanilla JavaScript to do stuff, just because I think that makes sense. Let's say const n equals 1000, class vanilla benchmark extends component, and we export default vanilla benchmark, render that, and we return, how did I do it here? Div class name benchmark, with an h2 that says naive vanilla JS. Come on, save. And you need to re-render. There we go. It shows up. So the learning curve for Vue when you come from React is, I'm not really sure yet, because So far, most of what I've seen of Vue has just made me not really want to learn it, so I haven't been learning it that much. But I'm hoping that building this benchmark will help me, will kind of force me to try it more and to actually build stuff with it. So I guess we'll see. Okay, now what else do I need? The measured time is implemented as a React component, as a React component skeleton for with buttons, and as a React component for buttons, and on click event handlers, relevant DOM manipulation built with vanilla JavaScript, relevant DOM manipulation built with vanilla JavaScript, and what else? With vanilla JavaScript, naively recreating the DOM each time. Yes. Preact has the ability to be what do you say? Preact has the ability to be a drop-in replacement for React, but if you want, but it also offers like native Preact, where it's not, where it doesn't use the compatibility mode with React, and then some things are a little bit different, but it's mostly a drop-in replacement, yeah. Let's try. Yeah, that looks better. Let's see then. Then we have this. Time to render be with ref equals to time. PR average time is code ref equals, what did I call it here? Oh, just average time. Okay, we'll figure that out later. Okay, so we have that. Now what I need to do next is get the buttons, and I'm going to extract the buttons into a component. Buttons row. Import buttons row from /buttons row. Touch source dot. Yeah, let's just put it in benchmarks. Or nah, let's do it like this. Yeah. Source buttons row.js. Buttons row. We do that. And we say, I hate that. Export default const buttons row equals a simple function, and we have to import React from React. That is unnecessary. No, come on. Const buttons row export default buttons row. We save that and we take prepend, insert, append, drop, and remove as our, what are they? Props. Now here, okay, import buttons row equals import buttons row from / buttons row, and in React benchmark here where we're rendering it, we have to say prepend equals this dot prepend, prepend insert append, insert equals this dot insert, append equals this dot append, drop equals this dot drop, and remove equals this dot remove. Perfect. So we got that. Now we can render it here as well. And actually I'm just gonna use the same one. And we're also going to need that. And we're going to create a scratch pad like this, which is going to have a ref called scratch pad. Let's see if this works. N is not defined. Where is N not defined? Ah, let's also give them N. So here we say N equals N. And in React benchmark, also N equals N. Come on. What else is not defined? Nodes is not defined. Buttons row 15. Ah. Okay, let's also give them the count. So count equals nodes dot length. Count equals 0 for now. Okay. Current nodes, let's see. Yeah, let's do it that way. So here we're going to do that, then current count is nodes.length. Like that, and another BR. And in vanilla, we're going to say current count is going to be a code with a ref current count. The reason we're doing refs is so that we can manipulate this from vanilla JavaScript without having to re-render or do anything like that. So we have those. We don't need this count anymore here. Drop all nodes. Cool. So obviously this is kind of slow now because I'm streaming and my CPU is really taxed. But when I was actually doing the test, it was a lot better. Okay, so now to get the, should we pass n in as a prop? Yeah, we can do that later. Okay, now we need the prepend, insert, append, drop, and remove functions. So we're gonna do that like this. Prepend is going to be a function that does stuff. Insert is going to be a function that also does stuff. Append is going to be a function that does stuff. Drop is going to be a function that does stuff. And remove is also going to be a function that does stuff. Like that. What's all the stuff I did here? Okay. Now what I need to do is, we're going to have a list of nodes. So I can also this seems useful. So I'm going to take this. This is just something that generates new nodes for stuff. Okay, this creates new nodes. So to prepend, we're going to start with an empty nodes array. And when we prepend, let's see. We said this one is the vanilla naive benchmark, right? Yes, Kiwi. This one is the naive one. Ow! Hey! The naive one just drops everything from our node and re-renders it. So we say nodes becomes a new array of new nodes and old nodes. Okay, and then it calls this dot naive render. And we're going to have a no, dude, should it be called naive render or should it be called something else? It can be called naive render. Naive render, and this one does. Okay, how do I actually render nodes in a DOM? DOM delete nodes. Let's see how that works. DOM remove all children. Okay, so remove all existing nodes, and we say this refs dot scratchpad dot so while first scratchpad first child, we do let scratchpad equals this refs scratchpad. Then we say scratchpad dot remove child scratchpad dot first child. Oh, what's jsperf.com? I'm probably, the benchmark I'm building is probably completely yeah, what I'm doing is probably completely useless, but it piqued my curiosity the other day, so I want to build it. Okay, now we need to go through the nodes and delete stuff. Or not delete stuff, we need to create new nodes. And to do that, we append child. Yeah, so we say this.nodes for each. Each node has just a key. So we say key for each one. We therefore say let node equals okay, we say document.create element that is called what? Here what we were rendering here were divs, I think. Yes. Div with how do I give it a document create element? How do I give it a content again? Aha. Okay, so then we have to say node.append child with document create text node containing our key, and then we say scratchpad.append child. That is our node. Now let's see if that works. Okay, that was pretty fast. Cool. Okay, it gets slower as you keep clicking that, but what I have to do now is I have to also update time to render and current count, which we are going to keep here. Let's see, how did I do them here? It was component will update to component did update. So component will update is called after state changes, which means we can just do it here in our naive render. So let's start equals new date get time, and then let end equals new date dot get time. And we say, what do we say? Or this refs time dot inner HTML equals math dot, what do we do here? It was, where is it? Time, how did we fill time? Alright, just alright. So this is new date, and then this is new date, and we say math round. Did I say math round here? No, I did not. but we say and minus start. Like that, milliseconds. Okay, let's see if that works. Cool. Okay, and that seems to be slower than React already. Maybe not. Neat. And I think I need to give them more spacing. Let's do that. App CSS benchmark dot benchmark gets a padding top of 50 pixels. There we go. Cool. Okay, and then we also need to update the current count, which is going to be done like this. This refs dot current count dot inner HTML equals. No, this should be in code brackets. Yes, inner HTML nodes.length. This.nodes.length. Let's see. Perfect. Okay, and we're also going to update the average. Times is going to be that. So Madrid, are you actually from Madrid, or is that just like a name? And I'm honestly not actually sure that today's stream is going to be super interesting. It's one of those, I got curious about something and I got nerd sniped, and now I'm doing it. Hi Kiwi. Wait, what else was I doing? This oh, we need to update the average as well. So here where we get that, we also say this dot times push and minus start. Do I have get average time? Yes. I'm gonna copy that function and I'm going to render that here. This refs average time dot inner HTML becomes this dot average time. Average time code ref equals average time, like that. Perfect. Okay, so we have the prepend vanilla. Why not include Angular in the test? I guess I could. The reason is that I don't know how to use Angular, and while I also don't know how to use Vue, at least learning Vue is going to be useful in my day job, because we, for reasons I don't quite agree with, we moved to Vue, or we're doing Vue at my day job these days. So that's why I didn't include Angular, but I can include Angular, and I might. It's not a bad idea. So, okay, now for inserting, we can actually use... What? I can actually, now that I've implemented the naive render method, I can actually do everything the same as I did before. Hi. And I can copy all of the React stuff from here because it's no longer going to be relevant. Hi. Yeah. Because now we're just manipulating nodes. So this dot nodes is going to become like this. Naive render, this dot nodes, this new nodes. That. And then here we're going to const. Oh. So we're going to say this dot nodes becomes this dot nodes slice. Let's see. Const nodes equals this dot nodes. That's gonna make it a little bit easier for us. And here we say this dot naive render. And where we're dropping them again, we do this. We just say this dot nodes becomes an empty array, and where we are removing them, looks very similar as well. Node slice and here we say this dot naive render. Okay, so now I magically have implemented the entire vanilla.js. Let's see if it works. I can drop all of them. Come on, drop. No? Ah. This dot naive render. So that's one of the things that's annoying when you go into vanilla, is that you have to actually take care of a lot of things that are otherwise done automatically. If that works, and I can insert a bunch of them, and I can click remove. Cannot read property length of undefined. 48. Ah, like that. Now it's gonna work. So we append a bunch of them, and I can click remove. That works, and I can drop all of them, and I can insert, and I can append, and I can prepend. Perfect. And now this is going to have a relatively constant time, because we are every time we're doing it, we're dropping all nodes and re-rendering them. So now I'm gonna try to implement a smart vanilla JS thing, and the smart one is going to try to be a little smarter about what it removes and what it doesn't remove. Okay, so we have the naive vanilla test. Git add source, git commit -a -m. Git commit -a -m, and then we do what? Oh yeah. Add naive vanilla JavaScript test benchmark. And another problem with this is that it's not really rerunning the test a bunch of times, but I wanted to make it more interactive so people can try it and people can see how people can see with their own eyes how these things work. Let's see, I want to check who's watching, and I want to see if anyone said anything on Twitter. That seems wrong. Oh, cool. 7 watching. Perfect. That's more useful. Let's see. Okay. Well, here's an argument I have against Vue. Let's say you search for React. React is 48,500 packages on npm. Vue only has 9,000, has fewer than 10,000. So I think React is here to stay for a long time. So in the end, it always, whether you should use React or Vue, pretty much depends on what the rest of the team around you decides to use. I would personally argue for React anytime because I like it more, and I'm not a big fan of Vue, but you know, it has its benefits. And yeah, Madrid, it might become a dzone post, or I'm not actually sure. I'm probably gonna post it on my own blog first. What often happens is dzone then takes it from my blog and puts it on dzone, or I might try to ship it around to some other blogs and stuff as well. But let's make a smarter vanilla project, a vanilla one. Update meta info. Okay, so now I'm going to make a smart vanilla JS where we try to be a bit smarter about this. So let's see. How do I do this? I'm going to copy the vanilla benchmark test and create a smart benchmark test, which is going to, yeah, that's going to be easiest. CP source benchmarks vanilla to source benchmarks smart vanilla benchmark.js. Okay, import smart vanilla benchmark from /benchmarks smart vanilla benchmark, and we open it, and the smart vanilla benchmark is going to use this stuff, but the difference is going to be 11 built with vanilla JavaScript, attempting to minimize amount of DOM manipulations. Yes. DOM changes. Okay. So let's see. In the smart one, here we're going to say update meta, or okay, let's see. Yes, let's call this one update meta, and it's going to take a start and an end time. So updating the meta tag will do that. So we call update meta on the end, at the end of everyone. For drop, we are going to, where is drop? We can do this. and we say let start equals new date. Let end, I know what to do, and can equal new date here. So we say this dot update meta with the start. So the drop needs to drop all of them, and it needs to then say this dot nodes equals empty, and then drops everything. Now, for prepending, we're going to... Actually, we're not gonna need the actual array of nodes anymore, I think, because we're trying to do everything with the DOM. Let's keep it for now, and we'll see. So, to prepend, we need to say let's start equals new date. Then is there a prepend child? Prepend child, JavaScript prepend child. I know that exists. There we go. Okay. So to prepend them, we're going to take const nodes equals this new nodes, and then we're going to go through the nodes from the back to the front because we want to prepend them in sequence. So is there a reverse function? JavaScript reverse. There is, of course there is. Wonderful. Okay, so we reverse the array. Prepending one by one means we have to traverse our nodes, our new nodes in array, new nodes in reverse. So we do that, and we say scratchpad equals this refs scratchpad, and then we go nodes dot for each. We get k, and we have to say let node equals document create element, which is a div, and we say node dot append child document create text node with our k value, so that gives us the text. When we have that, we can then say scratchpad dot prepend. Is it really called just prepend? It is. Oh, interesting. We don't have to prepend them one by one. We can prepend all of them in a... Wonderful. That's actually going to make it even faster. So, we say nodes.map equals this, and we return the node every time. So we create a bunch of nodes. And then we say scratchpad.prepend nodes. And in the end we say this update meta with the start time. Now let's see if that works. Nope, this new node is not a function. Of course not. It's a getter. Let's try that again. Sweet! Oh, and it took only 5... Now check this out. Prepending 1000 nodes took 5 milliseconds. Doing it here takes 21 milliseconds. And doing it with React takes 77. But this is because React is done with... what's it called? It's in test mode. So when you build for what's it called? When you build for production, it's a lot faster. It's like crazy fast. But I'm impressed that this is only 5 milliseconds. Cool. So to append them, oh, and we have to actually add them to the nodes map as well. Let's do that here. This.nodes. So this.nodes equals nodes this.nodes. Okay, like that. So that's prepending. Now let's see, is there an append method that lets us do the same thing? Wonderful. This works. Not on Edge, but I don't care about Edge. Here we do a very similar thing. We say let nodes equals this new nodes, and we say scratchpad equals this ref scratchpad. Well, the original promise of React has always been that it's faster than vanilla JavaScript because it's smarter about what it updates and what it doesn't update. So I think what we proved here is that if you use the naive approach with vanilla JavaScript, it's slower, but smart vanilla JavaScript is faster, which makes sense. Smart vanilla JavaScript. So we append, we create the nodes, and we say let's start equals new date. And again, we go through the nodes, and we create new document elements. Create element that is a div, and we say node.append child document create text node with k value, return node, and then we say scratchpad.append nodes, and this update meta with the start. Now let's see if that works. Oh, I'm gonna have to restart. Okay. Cool. So that is very fast. Look at that. 3 milliseconds to add 1,000 nodes. I'm really impressed by how fast this thing has become, because the DOM used to be considered super slow. So this is a cool result. But now you're gonna see where it gets really tricky. It's when we're going to try to insert nodes somewhere in the middle. And I need to find socks because it's really cold here. I'll be right back. Check this out. Cool Santa socks. So Whether you should stick with Angular or with React depends on what kind of stuff you're doing. If what you're interested in is building a new product or like a new startup or starting something from scratch, where it's more important that you prove a market, prove the business case, prove things like that, I would definitely say go with Angular, because Angular, you said, feels more natural to you. So if Angular feels more natural, you're going to be able to build stuff faster, you're going to go to market faster, everything's going to be better. I mean, not better, but faster. And those are things that matter when you're building a new product. If, however, you're trying to get into front end because you want to get a job as a front end developer, then I would suggest going with React, going with something that's popular, something that will give you a lot of support, where you're going to be able to quickly integrate into a new team. Yeah, so if you're trying to build your own products, go with whatever is more familiar, whatever is faster to build new products with. If you're trying to get a job as a front-end developer, go with whatever is more popular and has more demand out there for that kind of skill. Okay, now let's see, is there an insert? It would be really cool if we could let's see. I'm trying to see if there is a way there's an insert before, so that's what we can use. Oh, let's see. Okay, so now I'm gonna need this as a I wish I was recording, and I won't be able to download a high-res version, so I can't really use it as a poop. Oh well, I'll just have to write about it. Anyway, the idea was I wanna start doing what that other guy is doing, MPJ where he posts segments of his live codings as separate YouTube videos. I think that's really cool. Right, so how do we insert nodes? We need to get, okay, we're inserting them in the middle. Can I get the nth child? JavaScript nth child. Okay, let's see. So we insert them like that. Now we are going to new nodes are this new nodes like that, and we say and we store the scratchpad, this ref scratchpad. Now we're going to have to say start is new date, and we say nodes.map nodes.reverse.for each. Oh, we're gonna say, let's see, let pivot node equals scratchpad.children of scratchpad.children.length divided by 2. Yeah. So we get the child. And then for each node we get the k value, and we create let node equals document dot create element with div, and we say node append is document create text node with the k. Then we have to say node.insert before, where are you? And we say scratchpad.insert before with the new node, and we insert it before pivot node, right? And when that's done, we say this update meta with start. Let's see if that works. And I don't think it's gonna work when there's nothing in the, so let's append them first, and then we say insert. That works, and it's pretty fast, it's relatively fast, but if we say just insert, it doesn't actually work. Okay. If scratchpad.children.length equals 0, then pivot node becomes document.create element of div, and we say scratchpad.append pivot node. Okay, let's see that then. And I should write down that idea that Madrid gave me. Great. Now let's see. I thought I fixed that. So we append the pivot node, and then we use pivot node to keep inserting. That is a problem. Console log 9. Very interesting. Why doesn't it insert them? Oh, let's try doing append child. Because it's definitely getting into this branch, but it's not inserting shit. What happens if I console log the pivot node? So this is where obviously using React becomes a lot easier than using vanilla JavaScript. Is you don't have to worry about edge cases like this, because here I created something that's pretty fast. Like it renders quickly and it works, but things aren't actually But there's an edge case where things just don't work. Let's see. Yeah, see? It's only got one div. And now it's gonna have 1,000 divs. And this is a problem. What if we say pivot node dot and child with document dot create text node? That's just a space. What if I do it like this? There we go, now it works, I think. Let's try again. No. Node. Math floor. Arr. This is very strange. Why doesn't this work? So pending works, prepending works, and inserting works once you have a bunch of them, but inserting when you have just one of them fails. Base. Let's see. Maybe it needs to have text. So base gets inserted. I have no idea why this doesn't work. Let's see, does it even get in here? Let's try that. So we click insert 1000. Oh, it never even went in here. Very curious. Console log nodes.reverse. Let's see what happens then. Oh, interesting. So this doesn't work. Oh, because reverse reverses them in place. Now it should work. No? That's so strange. Why does console log of nodes, why isn't it returning stuff? Let's try that again. So we click insert, this should have 1,000 elements. And when I click it again, it actually does have 1,000 elements. But the first time I click it, it doesn't. I wonder if what does slice do? Oh, because we called it new nodes. That's where I went wrong. Okay, now it should work. There we go. Perfect, fixed it. Okay, so the drop, we already have the drop. Now all we need is to correctly remove a single node, which we can do like this. Mutate, and we say let node equals scratchpad. Let's get the scratchpad. Scratchpad dot this dot refs dot scratchpad. This refs scratchpad. Scratchpad equals that. Node is scratchpad dot children of pivot, and we can do remove child. Yeah, and then we say scratchpad dot remove child of node, and that's it. This update meta with start. Now let's see if that worked. So we append 1,000 nodes. That was really fast. And removing one node. Why is this not of type node? Let's see, what is our node then? Oh, it's undefined. Okay, what is our pivot? Append 1,000, remove one node. So we have 337, but children is... Okay, so what is scratchpad children then? Scratchpad.children. Oh, it's an HTML collection. I wonder how come it worked here. Is this returning a node? Let's see. Let's make sure that inserting is actually working the way we think it is. Yeah, no. Yep. Okay, so it returns an actual node. That's good. But in return, this ref's scratchpad. Okay, in remove, I mean, let's do it this way then. Scratchpad is this ref's scratchpad. Here, when we say scratchpad children of something, why is this one not returning a node? Let's say scratchpad children of 5. But in drop or in insert, let's see, what is scratchpad children here? So we append 1000 nodes, and I click insert, and it's a HTML collection with a bunch of divs in it. Perfect. But then I click remove. Oh, and then it works. I have no idea why that didn't work before. Maybe it was a weird case of things not updating or something. Let's see. We append 1000 nodes, append 1000 nodes again. We click remove one node and it fails. But then we click insert, and then we click remove, and then it works. This doesn't make any sense. But it's also really fast. What if I click drop? Also pretty fast. I don't know why this isn't working. So what I'm going to do here is we're going to be deleting a pivot, and we're going to say if scratchpad.children.length is bigger than 0, then we do this. Otherwise like that. Now let's see if it's gonna work. Okay, now it seems to work. Oh well, okay. Let's say that is working now. I'm sure it's gonna be better once I actually compile it and put it online. Let's see. Add smart vanilla benchmark. Click push origin master. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna compile it now. Yarn build, and we're, oh cool. This is still getting stuff. Let's see. Cool. Now if I go to dist, I can say Now to upload it to the internet. And I can say, yeah, now alias this to DOM minus benchmark. Cool. Well, let's see. React, if we insert 1000 nodes, does it in like 20 milliseconds or something. Naive vanilla JS does it in an increasingly large time, whereas here you see it's always around 20 milliseconds, so it remains constant, which is really good. And if we do it in smart vanilla JS, it is actually even faster. Nice. Cool. Very interesting. Okay. Now what's the next thing I want to do? Oh, there's a bug here. I guess next up is building a view component that does the same thing. Do I actually know how to do that? Maybe let's do Preact first, because I think I might know how to do Preact. What? I didn't know there was a Preact company in San Francisco. Huh. Alright. Oh wow, that has a lot of stars. Nice. Mm-hmm. Okay. Hello, Burp. Oh. I feel like I'm kind of crashing here, but we can pull through. I can build the Preact example, and I think I'm gonna build the view example later tonight, because my energy is going down. Let's see. What's the easiest way to get Preact working in a React context without using React compat? Because I know Jason has said that one it slows things down. So we go back out, and I guess what I need to do is getting started. Let's click that. Okay. Okay, so let's see, yarn add Preact. I wonder if this is gonna work. I have a feeling this is going to not work very well. But let's see. So let's say Preact benchmark, and we say import Preact benchmark from /benchmarks Preact benchmark. So the problem here is going to be Preact's Preact create element is the H function, and our code is compiling JSX with React create element, which means things aren't going to work straight out of the box. So how do we do this, Kiwi? How to mix React and Preact in the same project. Let's see if somebody has written about this before. That doesn't look very promising. Okay, let's check out Preact compat. Cool. Let's see, maybe Luke and Jason are gonna have some suggestions. Oh man, this article is so old now. Why are people still reading this? But Yeah, I'm not actually sure how to do this. Does anyone have any suggestions? Because I'm feeling a little bit lost here. What I could do, I guess, is... No, but I can't, because it's going to compile the wrong way. Basically, the problem is that I want JSX code in some files to compile as React code, and in other files to compile as Preact code. Uh. Because other than that, this is a simple problem to do. I'm just gonna copy over the React benchmark and turn it into the Preact benchmark. But I need the damn thing to compile correctly, otherwise it's not going to work. Is it? So we import the h function. By default we import Preact. Rendering JSX, we say render document into document body. I wonder oh, I know what I can do, but it's still not going to compile the correct way. So one thing I can do is I can wrap my Preact component in a React component, and here then use the render function to render it into a React ref. But the problem is that internally it still needs to compile correctly, because I don't want to not have JSX. Okay, here's what I'm gonna do for now. I'm going to copy source benchmarks React benchmark to source benchmarks Preact benchmark.js, and we're going to open it, and here I'm going to import Preact from Preact, or rather we need what do we need? Import, where are you? Import render and component from Preact, and I'm going to import component as React component from React, and things are going to get really messy here. So Preact benchmark extends component as Preact component, Export default. Okay. And we're going to export default benchmark. And in the benchmark, we're going to say class benchmark extend benchmark wrapper, or just wrapper. Class wrapper extends Preact React component, and it renders something very easy, which is a div with a ref of anchor, and here in component did update we're going to say this dot underscore Preact render Preact, and in component did mount we're going to say this dot render Preact, and in render Preact we're going to say this render, oh man, render Preact benchmark with this ref's anchor. And let's see if we can use the h function directly to do that. Let's see. Aha. Here we are going to say h, which we're also going to import. So we call h with a how do I actually do that? How do I call Okay, let's just do it this way. So Preact benchmark into ref's anchor. Now let's see what happens. I'm not sure this is going to work, but it's probably just gonna blow up in my face. Oh, I need to replace my battery. There we go, I'm back. Okay, so it didn't quite explode, but also nothing happened. Let's see, am I actually importing it? Yes. And if I go to the Preact benchmark, it's actually, oh, I was running the wrong code. Typical. Let's see. Is everything going? Yes. So now everything is blowing up in my face because React is not defined, because I want Preact to be defined. Let's see. So we paste that. Okay, I think I'm going to put this on Twitter, and then I'm going to go do other stuff because I feel pretty stuck here, and I'm hoping that somebody from the internet will be able to help out before I come back in a couple of hours and finish this up. So thanks everyone for watching. I will see you hopefully tonight in a couple of hours. I'm gonna give this another attempt, and perhaps by then smart people on Twitter will be able to tell me how to actually get this done. I guess we'll see. So thanks for watching everyone. See you later.